Jim, hey.
Hey, good morning, Oliver.
So nice having us here again.
Again, I always look forward to it.
Yeah. So you're a master luthier for Gibson USA,
Yes, I am.
and you brought some new stuff for NAMM, the Gibson
we have
Standard Series High Performance.
We have the High Performance series and the traditional series, but let's start out with the High Performance
Cool.
series.
Yeah.
It has a lot of cool features and innovations for this year. Here we have the Les Paul Standard. This incorporates the greatest variety of these new features. Starting at the top, we have the latest, greatest version of the G-Force automated tuning assembly. Similar to last year, we have the locking. Instead of having a separate locking nut on the screw on the tuning post, we have a hole like a vintage set of tuners and a double flange on the post. So you can effectively lock your string in there, tying it in a figure 8 pattern without the need for a separate nut that you could possibly lose or strip. And then it is just a lot quicker and more accurate than the previous generations. Next, we have the zero fret adjustable nut. We also call it the Z-Fan for short. It's titanium, so you have a lot more enhanced harmonics and greater sustain, and then it also has a locking feature. So you can adjust the height of the nut with the 2 screws on the outside. Once that's adjusted, you can lock it down with that center screw. So it won't move out of adjustment and just gives you better sustain because it's all locked down solidly. Next, we have a thicker rosewood fingerboard than we've used in the past. We just think it, is added benefit to have it the thickness increase there. We've also added a full buff process to the fingerboard, so the frets are buffed and the inlays are buffed out. So it's just a more refined appearance and enhanced playability because once the frets are buffed out for vibrato and bending techniques, it's just like butter. And the frets, we also have a full radius on the sides. So, it's just, natural for a wood instrument to sometimes shrink or draw up, maybe in winter when the heaters kick on. So if that happens, this is rounded, so it's not going to have sharp corners that you'd have to file down or have filed down. And then it's just a smoother experience, when you're playing. And along that line, too, we've also added a rolled fingerboard surface. So we roll that side of the fingerboard so it feels like an old worn-in neck, so it's very comfortable. The fingerboards on all the high-performance models also have genuine mother-of-pearl fingerboard inlays. You see here the trapezoid inlays have a really, really colorful iridescence to them. So again, it's just enhanced materials and just enhanced feature for that inlay. Next, we have the fast access heel. So we've sculpted that heel so you have greater access to the higher fret regions. Again, a faster, smoother experience. We have the removable pickguard that we did a few years ago first. So we have that option. So you can. Some people like no pickguard because you see all the beautiful wood. But then some people like the look. Some people think it doesn't look like a classic Les Paul if it doesn't have the pickguard. And then other people go back to, originally we didn't call it a pickguard, originally we called it a finger rest. So some people like the feel of the pickguard, because they rest their finger on there when they're playing. So you have your option there, so that's a great feature. We also incorporate a new bridge system based off our classic Tune-O-Matic, but we've retooled it so it's aluminum instead of die-cast zinc, so that the aluminum, of course, is lighter and it has enhanced sustain and greater harmonics, and we also have titanium saddles in it. And then we added a locking feature, so once it's adjusted, you can lock it down on top so it's solid and it won't move out of adjustment, and then again it adds to sustain. The stop bar is aluminum like we did in the 50s, so again it offers better resonance and sustain and lighter weight. And then we also have locking features for that lock that down. We also have the chrome trim. So we have the chrome trim rings on the pickups, the chrome knobs, the chrome switch cap, and truss rod cover. So it's the high performance with the new trim package. And then lastly, the Les Paul series in the standard, traditional, and classic have a 4 push-pull circuit that we developed that also incorporates a 5-position dip switch. So that gives you functions that you can set and forget internally, which is great if you want to personalize the guitar for your requirements. And with the 4 push-pulls, the volumes allow you to split or tap your pickups. The tone on the neck pickup is in phase or out of phase, and then the tone on the bridge pickup allows you to choose between the inside or outside coil of your humbuckers when you're split coil. For instance, if it's down and you single coil your pickups, it'll be the slug coil. If you pull this up, then it will shift it to the screw coil. So how that sonically affects the guitar, when it's in the inside position, it'll have kind of a clucky, out of phase-ish kind of sound when they're combined because of the proximity of the two coils. When you pull it out, the brighter position of the bridge pickup will get brighter, and then the neck pickup will get deeper. So it just gives you more tonal variety there. And then it's hum canceling because the pickups are reverse whine, reverse polarity. So in those split coil modes, it still retains full humbucking and hum canceling operation. I'll show you the dip switch circuit here. We have this sticker that goes on the outside, so that's a great feature to aid customers out and salesmen out in the field. On the inside of the control cover, we have this sticker also. It's a very durable Lexan sticker, so it's a permanent, intended to be permanent. So when you open it up to adjust your dip switch, you can refer to all the instructions. So on the dip switch, it's a 5-position switch, and the first 2 positions offer you an option of a tap or a split when you push-pull, the volume controls. The tap is a tuned coil tap, and that basically is a filter or a partial coil tap. And then the benefit is that it's a fatter-sounding single coil voice, and then it has a balanced output between humbucking and tapped operation, but just a voice change, and it's hum reducing. A true single coil will actually, the split mode will cut off one coil completely, but you have a volume drop, and some people like that, some people don't. So here you have the option, tap or split. You may have one pickup tapped and the other split, so you have a lot of choices there. Positions 3 and 4 allow you to have a treble bleed mod on your volume controls. It's also the correct term is a high pass filter, but a lot of people call it a treble bleed mod. And that's basically a resistor and a capacitor across your volume control to retain highs when you roll it down. So here again, you might have both of them activated if you like that feature, or if you don't, you can have them not activated, or you can have one activated on one pickup, not the other, any combination like that. The 5th position is a transient suppression circuit, and what that does is it's effectively a passive limiter. When you're recording in a digital environment, you get these harsh spikes that you don't really notice through a guitar amp, because guitar amps have a natural compression inherent in the preamp stage. Whether it's tube or solid state, you don't hear those things. But in a digital work environment, if you're recording direct into that, you get these harsh spikes. So this effectively limits that. You have your option to have it in or out of the circuit. Even if it's in and you plug in a guitar amp, you can't hear it, but we know some people have peace of mind knowing it's not in there, so we offer your choice in or out. It's all passive, and it's a very reliable circuit because it's all PCB mount, and it has a ground plane on it, so it's very quiet, and it's a great sounding circuit with hundreds of options. Just the dip switch alone gives you 128 possible combinations. Wow. And then you multiply that with all the different push-pull combinations and pickup selections, and it's several hundred possible options. And if you want to use that, if you're a guitar nerd and you want to get into all that, it's there. And if you're the guy that just wants a Les Paul standard and you don't use that, well, you don't have to use them. Or if you're the guy that just needs the single coil tones, when you're playing and that's all you're going to use, that's fine. But it's all in there. And it's a great feature. We're using that in the Les Paul Standard, the Les Paul Traditional, and the Les Paul Classic in the high performance line. And then we have a variety of different weight reliefs for this year too. This is the Ultra Modern weight relief. And what we did with the Ultra Modern is a few years back we developed the Modern weight relief, but with the high performance we did Ultra Modern, so we offset it. They both have this similar pattern for the weight relief, but the Ultra Modern we offset it so it just affords more weight relief. Some people really like it. We feel it offers, for one, a lighter weight guitar, and I feel it actually adds to the resonance. I think it's a really cool feature. Sure. Some people don't like any weight relief, so our traditional model has no weight relief, and so we're answering that, request for those people. And then we have our 9-hole traditional weight relief that was our first version of weight relief, and that lands in between the modern and no weight relief. So it makes it a little more manageable and a little more weight relieved, but not as much as this. So you have a lot of options along the Les Paul line.